All those people that are in places in Nigeria, this is what God is telling you, that they are Fulani yes-men, because they are sending more. God said Fulani yes-men are political shenanigans to make the people not to be worried or speaking to the politics, the top people about the economy, so that they will focus on the killing. The politicians are the ones sending these people in. It's a way called diversion. So instead of us to be thinking on the economy that the president is not doing well, we'll be thinking about the killing. These people are not just coming to kill. They are being imported with vehicles, lorries, and giving gun and project to kill, steal, and destroy. So every nation, mostly the middle belt, east and south, you have to stand up for yourself. That's what God is saying. To everybody that is going to work, going to farm in Nigeria, carry your gun, sharpen your machete for fight. As you are working with one hand, prepare your weapon with another hand, because the government don't care. They sent those people to kill you. Why the nation should be crying that, oh, money is being stolen, economy is not fine, we are suffering? He said, no, instead of them to be wise and focus on that area, let us be killing them. If they start seeing dead bodies, they will forget about economy. Wickedness. You should know that the politicians kill people to be where they are. And so they don't care to kill more people. Fight for yourself while you are praying.
Please permit me to borrow the words of Kenneth Okonkwo. He said, Nigeria is perishing.
Nigeria is perishing.
But please, let me modify it a bit in my own way. I will say, Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone. The challenges Nigeria is facing today is more than the challenges 10 countries in Africa are facing. Oh yes. You talk about insecurity, you talk about corruption, you talk about disunity. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? And these are the pillars that make a country, a nation strong and keep growing. But these three key factors are not there in Nigeria. Security, corruption, disunity. How can Nigeria grow? The level of insecurity we have in Nigeria today is mind-blowing. We had the governor of Benue State a couple of days ago say that it's just as if there is no government in Benue State, that Fulani herdsmen has taken over. Unaliving people they see. Once they see you and you're a human being, you're not a Fulani man, you are gone. That is for insecurity. Of course, you know that it's not only in Benue. We have insecurity in all parts of Nigeria. Do you want to talk about corruption? Do you know that as Nigeria is, growing in inflation, things are getting so expensive, things are just skyrocketing like say tomorrow no day. Do you know that upon all this, Nigerian leaders still construct a 1 kilometer road with 4 billion naira? Do you know that a house that has been built was renovated with the sum of 39 billion naira? In fact, there are so many of them coming to my head. Where do I start? Where do I start? Hey, what a country. What a country. Should I talk about the disunity in Nigeria? Biafra wants Biafra, Oduduwa want Oduduwa, Arewa want, so many disunity. Now tell me, how will a country grow? How will a country become better? How will a country, become what they aim to be without these three M's? Tell me, my dear people. Hey, Jesus Christ. Now, they are prophesying it that, see, Fulani. Please, let me not say too much. In fact, my head is just getting hot. If you think about the issue of Nigeria, a bit you think about, your head go blow. If you think about what they happen for Nigeria, your head go blow. Please watch as Nigerian pastors talk about those Fulani herdsmen and what is happening in Nigeria. I don't want to talk too much. Just watch it. Then you do well to drop your comment on the comment section. You see Nigeria, You see Nigeria. Anyway, may God help us. Please watch this video.
And let us not always be saying Nigeria is indivisible. It is indissoluble. It's not a textbook definition. Indissolubility and indivisibility can only be brought about when you nurture unity, mutual respect, egalitarianism. It is already divided because every geopolitical zone is already going according to its own details. There is no cohesion. There is no leadership. Can't you see that Nigeria is hemorrhaging? Can't you see that we are bleeding? Can't you see that we are on a journey to no destination? Can't you see that the president should wake up from his self-imposed cocoon and hibernation and seize the reins of power and save Nigeria from what remains of ourselves, self-implosion, self-immolation? Can't you see that we are tottering, we are wobbly, we are groggy? Can't you see that we are falling? We are falling apart. Can't you see that we needed, as yesterday, to do something urgent to save Nigeria from the precipice, from breaking up into smithereens? Can't you see that the house is collapsing, that the edifice is collapsing? Can't everybody see it? Even if you are blind, can't you feel it? Even if you are blind and you can't feel it.
Nigeria as it is today structured is not working. But instead, our leadership wants us to continue to live a lie. What am I saying? Nigeria must be constitutionally restructured to function more effectively as a federation for two reasons. One, so that our country can be stable and peaceful. Two, so that our country's economy can prosper and we all prosper. What is wrong with that? But instead of confronting this truth and reality, they want to pretend that restructuring is breaking up Nigeria. Of course it is not. Restructuring Nigeria is to make Nigeria work. Constitutionally restructuring Nigeria is a huge issue. It involves a number of things. First of all, it involves what I call the national question. The national question must be addressed in any restructuring exercise. Which is, what is the basis of our identity as Nigerians? One. Two, do we want to live together even though we come from different nationalities or backgrounds? Those are the two questions.
We are under siege. Benue State, my community in Gray West local government area, we're under siege. We're being attacked. We're in a war situation. Yes. And even with the NSA's visit, the same thing transpired. Visiting the state and sitting in the government house to discuss with our chiefs and our leaders, that's a good, commendable idea. But we expect them to go to the ground, to go to those places. You can only understand what the people are suffering when you go there and see the conditions for yourself. So I and my people are not satisfied with the chief of arms just simply visiting the state capital and leaving. He needs to come and see what is happening. And of course, I'm sure you have heard allegations of complicity by certain members of these armed forces.
We'll get there. We'll get there. That's part of what we discussed. But then, music to your ears. But then, what do you make of the accusations and counter-accusations between the governor of the state, Hyacinth Elia, and Abba Moro, who is a senator here in Abuja? What do you make of the accusations and counter-accusations?
Okay, so I believe distinguished Senator Abba Moro's response was to the statement by His Excellency the Governor that some Abuja-based politicians and members of the National Assembly are complicit in this, perpetration of dastardly acts against our people. Now, the onus is on the governor. I will not hold brief for him, but as the chief security officer of the state, I believe he must be privy to certain intelligence reports that I am not and that we are not. So I would say that I would call on the governor, I would appeal to him to please ensure that information is made public, because if you remember, in the last administration, certain individuals were alleged to be sponsors of terrorism in the country, but those names were never released. We do not want that kind of situation to play itself out again. I personally do not believe, as a former member of the National Assembly, that any member of the National Assembly will be complicit in the killing of their people.
Top politicians who are very functional and are in the National Assembly and are in Abuja are the architects and advocates of not just instigating but harboring and keeping these people and feeding them in the bushes and taking care of all their needs and buying all the other gadgets for them. This is extremely unacceptable. If they do not love the lives of people and then they're only fighting for their own political position, I think I am serving the interest of the common masses, and it is a concern to me, and it is my right to protect them. So once we receive this report that this coming week, we're going to take it up and take it up very seriously.
All right.
There are quite a number of big names that are mentioned here. So this is where we are.
All right. We'll be looking forward to the report and making it public. And for the interest of the people of the state, I'm hoping that people will not instigate and continue to allow the killings of the people. But Governor, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. Governor Ison.
Thank you so very much. Again, when you see figures on the social media, be cautious. Don't swallow them sinker and hooker. The social media members, be cautious.
All right.
If you cannot get the figures from the police or the military, at least you have the DSS in there. They will give you the exact thing. But I've just given 1 second just to congratulate my brother, pastor, and the governor of Akwa Ibom State, who with his own people made an amazing.
My people, I think you've watched the video and hear what people said concerning war we're facing in this country. You know, the problem we're facing in this country is coming from our top politicians and many other persons who call themselves leader of this country. If you look at all these persons who spoke in this video, many of them mention people will be so key that they sponsor all this insurgency, and many other people will be so key that they take the citizens of this country lives and property. You know, this country will be so it's turning into something else, because I don't see anything will be so key if you make politicians so be so key they for your own people to sponsor bandits or buy those people again. Because if you buy all these persons now, who go there for you to rule now? Who you want to, if they buy all these people, will be so okay they sponsor all these Fulani headers for. It don't make sense. We need to like calm ourselves down. Even though you be leader of the country, you need to calm yourself down, because one day one of your own person or a family member or anybody related to you may be victim in all this thing will be okay. They go on. It don't make sense. Now we get to tell our leaders, though our leaders now, the kind of people will say be. The kind of people will be okay. They know they like hear person talk, even though they see and nothing concerning them. They are only just for money to come, even though people life keep going day by day. They are only just for money to come now. So long as money is coming from those people life that is going down, nothing concerning them. That is the kind of people that it be. That is why it is okay. Many of these guys that spoke in the video are always engage them. I know that okay, you that is hearing us now, you have something to say concerning all this thing that is going on. If you have something to say concerning this, should drop it in the comment section. Make we talk. And also, if this is your first time, please kindly like our video, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
All right. So you have seen it. Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section. What you think, please. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much, and God bless you.